I'm trying to see, that's why. Okay, she's up here. When you first are approaching girls, one of the most common questions that is asked, that everyone's talking about all the time, is what do you say when you're talking to new girls that you've never met before? It could be just a cold approach. You've never met this girl before, and you're just trying to figure out what should you be saying, how to have an interaction with her. It is one of the most common things that men have anxiety around. Is what should you be saying? And I'm gonna try to give you three tips that you can take into almost every interaction, that should help you. Basically, number one is, it is really difficult for you to know what to say when you are not listening. So let me explain. Obviously, you know how to greet somebody. A total stranger, you can greet them. You can say hello, how are you? You've started the conversation. You've made a comment. She's looked at you, starts talking to you, replies to you. If you're listening, then you will hear something. She will say something that will give you a topic to then go with. For instance, I just had a student make an approach, and in his mind he had a whole list of things that he wanted to talk about. He went on autopilot, and the girl, literally, with the first thing she said to him was, he asked, what are you doing, how are you going, or something like that, and she said, I'm tired. And then he ignored that and just went straight into, oh, so whereabouts are you from, and blah blah, what's your name? But when she said, I'm tired, you've got an opportunity there. You've got a topic to go with. Why are you tired? Did you have a long day at work? Did you go partying last night? Why are you tired? This, when guys are having trouble trying to figure out what to say to a girl, a lot of the times they're just not listening to her. And if you're not listening to what she's saying, and you're not present in the moment, she says, I'm tired, or she says something to you that you can work with, you're just in your mind thinking about random topics and random things that you can say to her, that aren't really related to anything that she's saying. You're not listening to her. You're not showing any empathy. Imagine that. She says that she's, this is a great example. I'm tired. You're also not really showing much empathy as well, are you? You're not really listening to her. You don't care that she's tired. And then it's like blah, 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 some other topic that she probably isn't interested in either. And if you're not listening to her, she might see that as a bit of slightly rude, maybe slightly. If you're not going to listen to me, why should I listen to you? This is very important. And you'll be surprised. You'll get into an interaction with a girl, cold approach, and she will give you all the information that you need to continue a good conversation just by you listening. That's one. Two, you can literally just tell her what you're doing. That is a great way to, people call it's a form of kind of storytelling, but it's, I'm going over here, this is what I'm doing today, this is why I'm going in this direction. It can also be used as an excuse to continue to walk and talk with her, or if you're seated or standing next to her, I'm here because of this thing that is here. letting her know that you've got a reason and a purpose to be in that location, but also um, the sole purpose of talking to her isn't her. It's that you've got something else going on, and she just happens to be there, and you're having a conversation because you're just being a sociable guy. And there's the serendipity, the spontaneity, this guy's a social guy. This is almost like the Hollywood movie sort of, film clip where it was just spontaneous. They got in, they started talking, and then they fell in love. But telling a little bit about what you're doing, where you're going, it also, what it does is it gives you a whole range of things to work with when you just give not like a 30-minute spiel on where you're going and what you're doing, more just like a 10-15 second explanation of what you're doing and where you're going. It also gives you there's ambiguity there, where you cannot be there's a lot of ambiguity as to why you are there, and it's other than to be pursuing her. It gives you, that is something that is really important, I would say, in so many cases, where you just don't want her to think that the sole purpose of you being in that location is to talk to her. You do want other reasons. You want to. I'm losing. I forgot the term for it. Maybe you can leave a comment and let me know what it is. It's been a long day actually. We've had a fairly big day today. What is it? It's not. Anyway, 3. We'll go to 3. I would say being present, which does tie everything in. Try to be as relaxed and present and aware of what's going on as much as possible. If you are nervous talking to anybody, the nervousness kind of shuts off your ability to communicate. It shuts off your ability to take in information and communicate as well. Being present gives you the ability to hear what she's saying, as in, and respond rapidly. But the more nervous you are, the more like everything starts to speed up and you can't keep up. And you're probably asking, well, how do I do that? That's easy to say. Being nervous is difficult. How do I overcome that? Well, exposure therapy. The exposure therapy of talking to, being sociable, making cold approaches, getting out of your, that comfort zone that you're so used to. And I'd say those 3 things can pretty much help you in almost every scenario there is. Being present also, I would tie in there with you. It doesn't matter what mood you're in. If you're grumpy, you've had a bad week, a lot of things have gone wrong, you still approach, and the storytelling will be you complaining pretty much about things that are happening in your life. And you might think, how am I going to get laid by complaining to a girl about all the bad things that have happened in my life? The last week, let's just say you've had a bad day at work, bad week at work, you've had a lot of things go wrong, and you just start complaining to her. Well, firstly, she'll be a good therapy session for you because she might listen to you. And you'll be surprised how many times, because if I'm approaching all the time and it's just this thing that I've been doing for the majority of my life at this stage, uh, there's going to be times where I'm happy, sad, grumpy, even angry, and I'm still like, oh, cute girl, I want to say hello. I will be approaching under all different circumstances, all year round, in all types of moods and energy levels. I'll be tired. Sometimes I've just woken up, or I'll have lots of energy sometimes. The, and not necessarily having this mentality that I have to be positive all the time, which doesn't make any sense because no one's positive all the time. And you'll be surprised how often, when you are really positive with women, they get suspicious of you because, well, they know that people aren't happy all the time. And so therefore you'll be surprised how complaining about your life and everything around you will still get you laid because they will see you as real. And it will surprise you, and then you'll start questioning society. um, but anyway, hopefully that's been helpful for you guys. See you guys in the next one.